conference that there comes a time once in every generation when there's an opportunity to change the course of a nation. We're living in that time. We were born into a stateless, powerless, all too often leaderless nation, dominated by a larger neighbour whose political values are so clearly different to our own. So our history as a nation is littered with regrets, with setbacks, with disappointments and stories of what might have been. But even in these moments of defeat as a country, there's remained one constant in our history as a nation, and that is our hope that tomorrow's generation will see a future that is better than our past. It's that hope that has sustained us as a country. It's that hope that brought everyone in this room into the politics of this party, and it's that hope that we renew here at conference. There are people watching this at home, and even maybe one or two in the hall, who've not yet joined our movement. People of party, other parties or no party, people who once members, but the passion they had has somehow dimmed. Well, my message to you today is simple. Even if you hate politics, even if you hate what politics passes for in 2008, if you love Wales, your place is here. Standing side by side with me, with every woman, man and child in this hall and this movement. Because a nation such as ours can only move forward if we march together. So join us. Join us. Join us. Add your voice to ours. Don't just wish for the change. Don't just be a witness of the change. Be the agent of the change that you want to see. And there really never has been a better moment to join this movement for democracy and progress that we call the Party of Wales. Because on this day, in this moment in our history, we are poised on possibly the cusp of the greatest change that any nation on this earth can see at any point in its history. And that is to assume the mantle of responsibility for charting our own future. For the first time in the entire history of our country. I'll repeat that. For the first time in the history of our country, we have ministers in our own government whose only loyalty is to the people of Wales, who pay no loyalty, owe no allegiance to any overlord in London. No government we know will be perfect. Not even our own. I was brought up a Calvinist. I had the doctrine of original sin drummed into me, beaten to me possibly as a child. So I know that imperfection is an inescapable fact of the human condition, and that is true of political parties and governments as it is of us as individuals. We won't always get it right, but there is one important difference now, and that is the mistakes that we make are our own. The arguments that we have among ourselves and as a party and as a country are arguments where we can hold up the actions of our government to our ideals and our values. And that's a momentous change. That is an incredible change because it contains within it the seed of possibility that we finally might begin to build the better tomorrow for which we've so long yearned. You know, the doubters and the detractors and the Latter-day League of Empire loyalists will continue to say that this nation of ours can never be free, that Wales will never take its place among the other 193 free nations of this world. Well, to coin a political phrase, I say, yes, we can. Yes, we can be a successful nation like any other on this earth. But certainly no less. In the words of Parnell, imprinted on the SNP government's white paper on Scotland's future, no man has the right to fix the boundary to the march of a nation. Those in the London parties who oppose Welsh independence because it would rid them of their power base, of their prestige, of their patronage, are already too late. They're swimming against the tide of our history. Because we have in Wales a new generation taught for the first time about their history, not the history of kings and queens that I was taught about, taught their own language, taught to have pride in themselves and in their own limitless potential. They already are independent in mind, the young people of Wales, independent in spirit. And they are at last beginning to show the world the self-confidence that at times we as a nation have lacked. This is not the Welsh not, Wales cannot generation. This is the Wales can, yes we can generation.